So in ARDS, does anyone have any idea what kind of question do you get in the exam? Any idea? Does it come in your theory? Does it come in your practicals? Does it come as an LAQ? Does it come as an SAQ? Kuch idea? Anything at all? Because I have written down the slides just accordingly so that you all are able to reproduce it similarly in the exam. You all can write in the chat box. I can see your messages if you all don't want to unmute yourselves and talk. All right. So ARDS mostly comes as an LAQ. Okay. And in this LAQ, you will have to give the answer under certain headings. Mostly they will not ask you about ARDS in your practicals at all. So don't worry about it. But when you write an LAQ of ARDS, these are some of the points under which you will write the answer. Now, before I start the class, I want to let you all know that there are a few things that are missing in your PDF, which you all will be writing when I explain. But don't worry if you all don't end up writing or if you all are just trying to understand, I will be giving you the annotated PDF also. Okay. So you will get the entire annotated PDF for this class because I want you to use this when you write in the exam about it. In the respiratory system, ARDS is one of the most important topics. So let's start discussing what is ARDS. Now, before we start with this, can anyone just simply tell me what is the full form of ARDS? Just a simple full form. Write in the chat box now, if you all don't want to unmute yourselves. Okay, very good. So it is acute respiratory distress syndrome. All right. Now, what is ARDS? So we'll start off with this case scenario. And I want you all to read it if you all have not read it from your PDF. So there is a 42-year-old male and he has a history of heavy alcohol use. Okay. So because of chronic alcoholism and binge drinking, he is admitted with severe acute pancreatitis. Now, where is the problem? The problem is in his pancreas. What is the problem? There is pancreatitis. Itis means there is inflammation. So there's inflammation of the pancreas. Okay. Now, they are saying that he's hospitalized and on day 3 of the hospitalization, he developed sudden onset dyspnea, tachypnea, and hypoxemia. Now, can you tell me which system is getting affected over here if you have dyspnea, tachypnea, hypoxemia? Dyspnea means difficulty in breathing. Tachypnea is that you have fast breathing. Okay. So if you're finding it difficult to breathe, you're not going to take up enough oxygen inside your lungs. If you're not going to take up enough oxygen inside your lungs, then your metabolic requirement of oxygen is not met. So how will you meet that metabolic requirement of oxygen? Your body needs oxygen to work, right? So what will your brain tell? Your brain will tell your lungs, start breathing very quickly. So immediately what happens is your respiratory rate increases. You become tachypnic. Why? Because there is a demand for the oxygen, but you are not able to take enough oxygen in a breath. So automatically your respiratory rate increases. That is tachypnea. Okay. You are also getting hypoxemia. Now, this is important to understand, guys. When I say hypoxemia, that means where is the oxygen less? I know hypox means there is less oxygen level, but where is the oxygen less? Is it less in the lungs? Is it less in the blood? Is it less in the plasma? Where is it less? Very good. Whenever we say hypoxemia, okay, emia means in the blood. So as a result of this, what we are having is there is less oxygen. There is low oxygen in the blood. Why is it important to understand all these words? Is because you have to understand that the person is not able to breathe properly. So he has dyspnea and tachypnea and he is having less oxygen in the blood. That means the transfer of oxygen from the alveoli into the capillaries is also not happening properly. Okay. So if this is your alveolus, and this is the pulmonary capillary that supplies it, that means the transfer of oxygen from alveolus to blood is also not happening properly. That is why you have low oxygen levels in the blood. Okay. Now this patient is requiring high flow oxygen and his chest X-ray is revealing bilateral diffuse infiltrates. So when you look at this picture that I'm showing you over here, you see that the chest X-ray is not a nice normal X-ray with black lung fields like how we normally see. Okay. What do you see over here? If I ask you in very layman language, you will say that, ma'am, I can see white haziness. I can see white haziness over here. Okay, what do you mean by white haziness? It means that it is not like any part of the lung is totally opaque. Opaque means you can't see through it. Okay, haziness means you can see little through it. So you can see a little bit of lung tissue behind it, but you can see that it is being covered by a haze. Okay, so there is diffuse bilateral infiltrates. Bilateral, both the lungs are affected, and the arterial blood gas analysis. So you do an ABG also, and you see in that your PaO2 by FiO2 is less than 200. Now, what is this PaO2 by FiO2? We will study forward, so don't worry. It is just an indicator that you are having low oxygen levels in the blood. Okay, so what you have done is basically they started off by saying patient had pancreatitis, but now they are saying on day 3 his lungs are affected, and they are affected so badly that you are having to intubate the patient and put him on the ventilator. Now, can you guys tell me that is there any connection between the pancreatitis and the lungs? Why are the lungs getting affected in this case? I've put this case scenario for you all so that you all start getting an idea that whenever there is inflammation or there is infection in one part of the body, it is not like the infection or the inflammation will be localized over there only. It can have effect on the other parts of the body also. Yes, very good, Niyati. Okay, so Niyati is saying that maybe there is a systemic inflammatory response in this patient. Okay, so Niyati, you're absolutely right. Dia is saying there is multiple organ dysfunction mods. Yes, that is also possible, but not that much. So let's see what happens in ARDS. Okay, so before we go with ARDS, I want you to understand the word RDS. RDS is respiratory distress syndrome. When I say respiratory distress, the simple thing that you should come to your mind is that my patient cannot breathe. Okay, he cannot breathe easily. Now, why is he not able to breathe easily? Because in this respiratory distress syndrome, his alveoli, okay, the part which makes up the most basic unit of the lungs, his alveoli get filled with fluid in them. Now, I don't have blue color over here, and since I am a pakka girly girl, I'm going to draw pink color fluid over here, okay? But just imagine that there is fluid that is present in this alveoli, okay? Now, just imagine yourself that you are blowing a balloon, okay? When you push air into a balloon, when the balloon is empty, it will just go up nicely, like it will blow up nicely. And then after, when you stop blowing up the balloon, it will come back to its position normally. Okay. But imagine that I fill water in the balloon. Now I tell you that in this water filled balloon, you have to blow more air. So will this balloon expand easily? No. So what happens is in respiratory distress syndrome, your alveoli are filled with fluid. So the person is finding it difficult to breathe when these alveoli are filled with fluid in them. So, okay, so because they are filled with fluid, how is it possible to fill air in it? Because there is already no space. Okay, all this space of the alveoli has been taken up by the fluid. So there is no space for the air to come. So if air is not coming, what is not coming inside? The main component of air that I'm worried about, that is oxygen. If air is not coming, that means my oxygen is not going to come in. If my oxygen is not going to come in, then I cannot pass this oxygen to the blood. If I don't pass this oxygen into the blood, then this oxygen does not go to all the organs of my body. As simple as that. Okay. So I'm going to repeat this again for you all. Respiratory distress syndrome simply means that there is fluid that is filled in the lungs. Okay. Now, when I say acute respiratory distress syndrome, so can anyone tell me what is the meaning of acute? What is the meaning of this word acute? Very simple. You all can even look in your PDF and tell me. Read the definition and you all can tell me. Very good. Soumya is saying acute means sudden. Very good. So acute means sudden and onset. Okay. We say that the patient suffered from acute MI. Okay. Acute MI means acute myocardial infarction. Suddenly he had a heart attack.